Right. Well, just before we get started, a little bit about me, just so you get to know who I am and what I'm all about. So I'm many things. I wear a lot of hats. I'm an online church pastor. I have a digital marketing agency. I'm a coach. I'm a mentor. I'm a speaker trainer. I'm connected with the Los Angeles Tribune as one of their inner circle for their core leadership. But now I've also been brought into here to be your corporate trainer here with Finance Pro. Thank you very much to Josh Phelps for this amazing blessing. I just love what Josh has set up for us here. It's giving us all the tools, all the resources, the foundation for us to grab this by the horns and go run with it. Mike talks about run with the runners all the time. And this is the thing, right? My heart here is to teach you, to give you what has worked for me and worked for thousands of others around the world. I've been in this game 16 years. I've done everything from building websites to building funnels to organic marketing to paid marketing. I used to have a full service digital marketing agency there before COVID, where I employed 5 guys working for me full time. We're doing about $1 million a year in revenue, looking after our clients. I lost that business overnight due to COVID because we niched down in the health space, but I was able to come out of that and with that experience, position myself here as a coach and a speaker trainer since 2021 now. And been able to, climb the ranks of, top global recruiters for quite some time now and teaching others how to do the exact same thing, just that rinse and repeat, just lead through modeling. One thing I've come to learn in this space is this is about leadership. Network marketing has some great opportunities and it has some great products. And I believe that we've got some of the best here at Finance Pro. But most people come into this space because of those opportunities and because there's products. They stay because of the person that they're becoming. This is by far the lowest barrier to entry to becoming an entrepreneur, to get into the personal development space, to get into the skills development space. And I have such a heart and such a passion here to raise up a community of hero makers. One of the things that I stand against in our industry is creating rock star celebrities. So anybody can be in this game for a while and they can go and crush the game because they've got loads of influence. But I want to teach you what they've got that you haven't. The fundamentals, the foundations, the basics. All the masters do in this space is do the basics bigger, better, and faster. I wish someone told me that when I first started. Stop trying to chase the latest lead generating tactic, to stop chasing the latest social selling tactic. Let's get into the basics. Let's master the basics. Because when you've got that foundation, you've got those fundamentals, you can go and promote anything you put your heart's desire into it. So there are 4 levels of belief that we need to be able to really go in and promote anything. We need to believe in ourselves. Well, if you don't believe in yourself yet, this is why I do what I do, to give you the skills, to give you the training, to help you, to give you the experience, to lift you up and believe you can do this. If you believe you can do this, you're in the right place. If you've seen others do this and you know that you can too, you're in the right place. The second belief here is we need to believe in our products and services. I 100% know without a doubt what we have here is a gold mine. We have products like wireless, we have products like streaming, we're going to have products like wellness, trading, savings. These things are essentials for people to survive in these days. The only reason I jumped into this is because, yes, this has been recorded. Thank you for checking in there, Gene. The only reason I personally jumped into this is because it was helping people to save money on things that they were already doing. The other reason I jumped into this is because the comp plan I saw, what Josh has put together, is the easiest I've seen for people to win in 16 years. So we need to believe in the products. We need to believe in our leadership. One of the reasons I put my hand up here to serve in this capacity was to help to create a leadership culture that creates other leaders. Leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less, as John Maxwell likes to say. So I'm going to teach you over the coming decades. I'm going to teach you over the coming days on how to build your influence, how to build your character, how to build your skill sets so you can learn to lead and lead others. The best way to sell people is to get out of manipulative sales tactics and get into your heart and lead from service and be a guide. See, all sales is leadership. All influence is leadership. All marketing is leadership. So we're going to really focus on that. So you need to believe in your leadership, and you need to believe that you've got the leadership qualities to be built on in that space. The fourth thing we need to believe in is we need to believe in our industry. This industry has transformed lives, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of them. But here's an interesting stat for you. And this is why I do what I do, and I'm so passionate about this. Does anybody know what the average income is in this industry for people who join this in their first 5 years? It shocked me when I found out. It's $300 per year, right? Because most people come into this space, they don't give it enough time, they don't give it enough character building, they don't learn the skills to get past who they need to become. So you need to be, do, have. Right? You need to learn the fundamentals and stick to it. Everything is figure outable. But people come into this space with high expectations or being sold a lie and then wonder why it doesn't work. Right? I want to get past that. I want to help you not to be a statistic. I want to help you to be an abnormal statistic. I want to help you to leverage this. And we have all of the building blocks here to go do just that. So let's dive into today's training. Today's training is all about social selling versus spamming. One of the things that I totally sucked at when I first got into this game, and I didn't realize that I was actually doing it, was I used to spam everybody. You know, link spam, direct pitch. And because I was excited, I was passionate, and I had the best thing since sliced bread. Everybody just had to hear about it. So I word bombed it all over people. You know, I came to TAFE about 10 years ago, and one of the very first things that I did, and this is related to network marketing, because we all do it, was I went around door knocking around the towns of, the doors of Launceston, asking, I was that guy. I went around asking people if they would like to receive prayer. How many doors do you think I got slammed in my face? 99 out of 100. See, I was spamming people. When I first got into this industry, I would go blah, 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 blah. And everybody would run a whole 100-mile away and go away from Jeff. Why? Because I was spamming people. Anyway, let's get started. For those of you just tuning in, I can see a few people just arriving late. We're going to make sure that we're kicking off on the hour with these calls. Yes, they're recorded, but these are the best calls that you can come to live to get tangible skills and fundamentals to be able to help you to win at the game of attraction marketing, network marketing. So I'm the voice trainer here for Finance Pro. If this is your first session, welcome. If you've been riding this voice journey with us, it's good to see you back. We're into session 4 now. We're going to be doing these 2 times a week, every Tuesday and every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For our Aussie friends, that converts to Wednesdays and Fridays at 8 a.m. Sydney time. Anyway, so over the last few sessions, we've been unpacking this voice framework. This is my intellectual property that I'm sharing here with you. Voice stands for values, origin story, influence, clarity, and expression. So a lot of the training that we're going to be doing here is helping you to leverage your voice. It's helping you to find your voice. It's helping you to elevate your voice and everything in between. This is how we cut through the noise. This is how we raise up above the crowd and how we get people to reach out to us and connect with us. This is Attraction Marketing 101. This week, we're going to be talking about something I see everywhere online and something that I've personally done this myself. The mistake for spamming versus selling. Spamming for selling. So today, we're going to teach you how to sell without being sleazy. How to stand out of the sea of sameness. So let's dive into the difference between social selling and spammy desperation tactics. Drop a 1 in the comments if that is speaking to your heart and you're ready to learn. Have you got your pen and paper? Let's go. So let's define it first. What social selling is. Well, it's about relationship marketing. It's built on trust. It's built on positioning. And it's built on consistency, not cold pressure or pitch slaps. See, the 3 key pillars to social selling are connection. See, people buy from people they trust. You are building a connection before you're even trying to collect their contacts. You know, we build on value. That's the second pillar. Are you creating moments of resonance? You know, we talk about the law of vibration. We talk about the law of manifestation. But what we're talking about here is the law of resonance. You know, before you make an ask, you need to have a connection with people, having a heart to heart. You know, so we talk about story a lot too here. You know, I talk about story selling. You know, stories compel people to take action. You know, what is it? Story sells, facts tell. A lot of us are sprouting out facts. We've got no connection with our people, no emotional connection. And we're just talking about the logic. Logic only works if you've got a relationship, if you've got a connection. See, Simon Sinek says in the buying circle, the golden buying circle, right? You haven't read the book yet, go read the book, Start With Why. Or even better, go watch the TED Talk where Simon Sinek says, talk about Start With Why. He talks about this golden circle principle. In a quick session here, I'd rather point you to the greats where I learned from. But what he's saying is most of us talk about what we do and how we do it, right? Very few of us lead with why we do it. And when we talk about the brain's processing decision power, when we talk about straight away to logic, we're missing the point. See, why taps in, when we lead with why, it taps into our flight or flight response. Is this here to help me or is this here to harm me? You know, it's your base DNA level thinking. It's there for when we had to run away from the saber-toothed tiger as cavemans. It's still there with us today. It protects us. It keeps us safe. Or does it? Right? It's a subconscious mind thing as well. You know, so who's the puppet master of your life? Is it your subconscious mind or is it you with your conscious mind? So these sessions are here to bring into the realm of what you don't know, into the world of what you do know. You might not know it yet, but you're learning about it. So when we start with why, we're tapping into that flight or flight response. Is this here to help me or harm me? And then when we move into the how, we're tapping into the emotional response. Does this make me feel icky or does this make me feel good? And when we tap into the what, we're tapping into the logical response. So if you want people to say, here's my credit card, let's take my money, you need to slow this down. We need to buy into we need to step into the buying process of your people. Stories help you to do just this. They help you make your people feel seen or, you know, and heard. And the other thing here is if you're not using stories, you're just spitting features and benefits at people. See, that's all logical brain thinking, right? So have you ever bought something because someone led you and not sold you? Drop a comment in below, yes or no. Have you ever bought something because someone led you, not sold you? You know, share your last yes moment in the chat. Now, who sold you without selling? I love what Mike Tharp did for me to get me in here. He knows that I'm a busy guy. He knows that we've built a relationship, right? I've built our relationship with Mike over the last 2 years. I've seen what he's doing in his space. He's seen what I'm doing in our space. We've collaborated on a few different projects together over that time. And so when Mike gets in my inbox and says, hey, Jeff, I've got something I've got to run by you, I paid attention because of our connection. I know he's a good guy. I know what he's all about. I know he's here to help me. So I set up a call with him. And the very first thing is he said, Jeff, I've got a new opportunity to run by you. Is it okay? So he asked me the question first, but the first reaction was, oh, here we go again. Eye roll. But because it's Mike, I'll give him the time of day. I've got a connection, right? So he used some stories around where he's going with this. And then I asked my questions. We had a two-way conversation back and forth. And then straight away, I went through from knowing this is safe, knowing this is about a good thing, to, okay, let's make logic. How do I make this work? And we said yes, and here we are today. Right? So what is spam? I don't know if people really understand what spam really is because I see so many of us doing it. So I want to take some time here just to slow down and really identify what spam is. Spam is cold DMs without zero context or care. I close a lot of people in my DMs. It's my most favorite way of enrolling people. Three-way chats and DMs every day of the week. I mean, you'd see my inbox, I've probably got 100 a day. But if you do it cold, with no connection, no relationship, that is spamming. The old copy and paste messages with the wrong name. Look, I leverage copy and paste messages. And I leverage terms like legend and mate and all that sort of thing, so I don't get the wrong name. It's a little bit impersonal, but here's the thing. I only do it with people that I have a warm, strong relationship with. See, otherwise it's a direct pitch. It's a link spam. When you lead with the offer, not the person. See, this is why we did last session on Tuesday, we focused on asking qualifying questions before we invite people into the offer. See, what that's doing is I'm leading with the person, not the offer. I'm matching up the solutions to their problems or challenges. I'm personalizing it. And the other thing that's spamming is when you've got zero story, zero rapport, and zero relationship. It's like you're going in for the kiss too early. When you're talking about dating, right? You're at the bar, you're sitting down with a pretty girl, you've talked to her for 5 seconds, and then all of a sudden you've lent in for the kiss, right? There's probably not the right timing. All this is putting the right product in front of the right people at the right time. So if you're leading with the product and not the problem, you're not selling, you're spamming. I want you to just really hear that, because I want people to really connect with this. If you're leading with the product, not the problem, you're not selling, you're spamming. And there's an okay time to do that. With me, I probably do it maybe 10 to 5% of the time. Most of the time you'll see my content, it's about creating connection. It's about leading with education. It's about leading with value. And then I'll put up a yes me post if you want more. See, this is where we all need to slow it down, yeah? Drop a 1 in the comments if this is dropping bombs, value for you. If you're connecting with this message. Thank you. I appreciate you. Yeah, awesome, Mike. Thank you. Lakita, thank you. Kevin, thank you. Now, I want to get into a bit of a role play exercise here, spamming DMs versus social selling. Now, I want to start with two sides of the same coin. I'm going to show you what not to do, and then I'm going to show you how I do it, right? This is how I used to do it, right? So I'm going to over-exaggerate this because I really want this message to drive home, right? So this is an awkward, robotic, sort of monotone tone, and no confidence, and, this is me getting into someone's DM. Hey, Jeff, I saw your profile and I thought you would be perfect for this amazing opportunity. Hey, I'm building a team of winners and I'm looking for 5 motivated people to join me. Hey, DM me info and I'll send you the deets. Let's get rich together quickly. Who's seen those messages in their inbox? I reckon I probably get around about 20 a day, right? There's no connection there. I just ignore them now. I used to block them and delete them. I used to get a little bit righteous about it. It's like, oh, don't you get it? Now I become apathetic to it, right? And I lead with coaching to be able to do better. I lead with this type of stuff to help empower, to equip people, to lead them up, right? But really, if you're doing that, please take this lesson to heart and stop it. And let's raise the vibration. Let's raise the quality of the conversations. Let's help people to feel seen, heard, valued, known, and loved. Let's go connect with people, because I know the best thing that you can build in this business is you. The second best thing you can build in this business is your network, is your connections. Yeah? Straight away, the other thing they'll do is they'll go and like 20 of your comments of your posts. They'll probably go in it, and then they're straight in your inbox. And they go, hey, I've got the nesting inside spread. Stop that. Creepy. That's all it's coming across. It's like what you do in that space, if you're doing it, or what I used to do this as well. So just everything that I coach here comes from my heart. It comes from empowering you and equipping you to help you to shorten your learning curve. And if you don't know that that's wrong, that's okay. Because we've all been there. It comes from excitement. It comes from passion. That's what it was for me. I just didn't know better. That's what these lessons are about. I had to learn how to bring in context. I had to learn how to build relationship. I had to learn how to build value. I had to make it about their agenda, not my needs. That's the thing, right? We've got to lead from service. When we do it from a position of leadership, when we do this from a position of genuinely caring and service, it's no longer about me, it's about you. I want you to hear that. When you're just spamming people and you're direct pitching people, it's all about you. And people smell that desperation a mile away. And no wonder it's not working for them. And I know I've got a couple of friends here on this call that they've been doing that. And I've been working with them to coach them, to show them a better way. That's leadership. If I just left it to them and not seen the value, right, and not critique them. I saw Mike Tharp do a live here this morning, my morning time. And basically he said one message: if I don't critique you, it probably means I don't care about you. Yeah. So that's leadership, right? It's taking ownership. It's taking accountability and taking responsibility. See, when we do that, we spam and we direct pitch, all we're doing is we're triggering straight away resistance, not resonance. Why? Well, let's go back to the buying psychology of the golden circle from Simon Sinek. Because what did I do when we go in? It's all about me and it's not about you. What's happening? Well, it's all about logic. There's no really emotion and there's no why. We've got to tick that box off first. Am I here to help him? Am I here to help people or harm them? And right, if it's all about you, well, you're definitely not there to help them, are you? Right, so that's that's the very first filter, whether they know it or not. That's what's going through their minds. And then, does this person make me feel good, or is this person making me feel creepy? So we've got to get into that emotional context. Here's a good example of what this would look like. Hey, Mike, I came across your profile the other day and I just wanted to say, I love what you're all about. Hey, it looks like we're both building with purpose. I'm working on something around X, Y, Z, right? I'm working on something around the entertainment industry. I'm working something around helping people to elevate them and find their voice. I'm working something around helping people break free from the tyranny of the economy that's in our days and giving them access to a resource that can help them to create some freedom for their life in their financial space. Right? So insert shared value like financial freedom, leadership, wellness, whatever it is you're speaking to people. So this means you've got to slow down. You've got to get to know your people. So it would be something along the lines of, hey, I come across your profile and I just wanted to say, I love what you're about. So it shows that I've genuinely care because I've spent time looking at what they've got to say. Looks like we're both building with purpose. Here's that me too factor I was talking about on the last session, that relation, that resonance. I'm working something around X, Y, Z, fill in the blanks, that's going to be personal to them. Hey, I'd love to connect with you if you're open. No pressure, just community over cold. Yeah, so this is no pressure, right? And this is just community over cold pitching. See, that's the difference. Connection over just spamming. Yeah, another version to this could be, hey, mate, it's been a while since we last connected, since our last chat. I've just stepped into a new project that aligns closely with my values around helping people to learn how to become a better leader, insert XYZ topic, and immediately thought of you. If you're open, I'd love to share more and see if this aligns for you. Hey, either way, mate, I'm grateful for our connection. And how's things going? What's happening in your life? How are you? See, people don't care about what you know until they genuinely know that you care. This approach, right? It's human. It leads with honor and curiosity, and it creates permission-based conversation, not push-based desperation. See, this is attraction marketing 101. So this is what it means to lead with your voice. See, one repels, the other invites. One demands, the other dignifies. I really want you to get that. See, this is about respect. This is about love. This is about helping people feel seen and valued and known and understood. That feels pretty good when you get that on the other side of it, right? It feels even better when you're the person doing it. So, ask yourself, which one of those felt better right now? To receive or to just be spammed? Oh, it's a pretty obvious question, right? So I really want you to take this to heart. I want you to go back through and look at your content, look at your conversations. And now that you know better, slow down and look at them and give yourself a debrief. Hey, what did I do really, really well to help people feel seen, heard, valued, and connected to create resonance? What did I do really, really well? And what could I do different or better to help people feel seen, valued, heard, known, and loved? See, this is where we can clean up our messaging. This is where we can get into raising our vibration, yeah? So let me give you some neuroscience about this and really break this down because I really feel that when we understand the buy-in psychology, it goes to a deeper level. You know, most people are missing this, but our brains are hardwired for connection, not for conversion. See, we crave connection, we crave recognition. You know, so the emotional brain buys first, the logical brain justifies it. Your mirror neurons in your brain, they fire off. It's actually quite cool. You can see the science of it all in the brain scans. People feel when they feel seen and understood, they're like the chemicals that are going through their body, the love chemical dopamine is kicking off right now. I know that my dopamine is firing off on all cylinders right now because I'm in my heart space serving you. So the dopamine spikes when stories trigger hope, they trigger curiosity, they trigger belonging. See, this is scientific. When you create people a space, a safe space to belong to somewhere, not to conform to somewhere. You know, some communities have this space is us versus them, right? You've got to tick all the boxes before you actually are allowed into this community. It's not community. Community is belonging. Community is where people feel understood and have space to grow, to up level. See, so when we spam people, we create friction. But when we connect with people, we lower the guards and we build invitation trust. We build vulnerability. See, if your identity is about proving, chasing, and hustling, your audience is going to feel that energy. And that used to be me, right? It was all about the rah rah. It was all about the hype. It had no substance. It had no heart. So this is the thing that I've had to learn how to master it. And if I can master this, you can too. Because guess what? I dropped out of school at year 9. Not many people know that about me these days. I'm dyslexic. I'm ADHD. I've got all the limiting beliefs that I had that kept me trapped, and all of the hustle. And it was all about the money. See, now it's all about the community. It's all about the heart. It's all about the service. So your audience will feel that. You know, can that be successful? Yeah, if you go do the numbers, maybe 0.05% of the time. That's why people still cold call. That's why people still direct pitch, because they're all about the numbers, not about the heart. See, if you lead from this alignment, people are drawn in by your energy. Drop a 2 in the comments right now if you're drawn in by my energy. See, this is me serving from passion, from my values. Thank you. Appreciate you. Really do. And I don't take that lightly. I take that as a responsibility, right? With great influence comes great responsibility. You know, what's one belief about selling that you may need to unlearn? A lot of people around sales, and they come into this space, think, oh, I'm no good at it. You know what? Most people who say that I'm no good at sales is this, what they're saying is they're no good at manipulating people. And you know what? I don't want you to be good at manipulating people. That type of sales sucks. And that's probably why you're no good at it, because you don't want to learn how to manipulate people. That's a car salesman, that's sleazy salesman, right? So what is one thing around sales that you may need to unlearn? Drop it in the comments for me. I'd love to know. Let's be transparent with each other, because this is where we build community, right? This is where we build trust. What have you seen your energy shift your results more than your strategy? Sorry, where have you seen your energy shift results more than your strategy? I know for a fact, posting content, connecting with people, DMing people. See, these are all strategy things. They don't change. You know, I don't want you to stop posting content. I don't want you to stop reaching out to people. Those tactics work. What changes is the way that you show up. It's your energy, is your vibrational level. Who would like my attraction in action hook, my framework here that I use with my content? This is called my attraction in action. All right, so let's get into it. First off, I open up with a hook. And then the second piece is then we move into the heart piece. The third piece is I offer an invitation to how I can help piece. Right, so this is about creating richer depth with your content. This is about creating connection with your content. Yeah, so this is where it gets juicy. This is the exact framework that I look at through all my content and I use in my own personal business. And this is what we teach across here now with my Laptop Lifestyle Dads community. And now you guys get to get this here in the Finance Pro community. We call it the 3H framework: hook, heart, and help, right? Because attention is the new currency, right? It's actually proven that we all have attention span less than a goldfish now, less than 3 seconds. Can you believe it? Thanks to TikTok and all of that. But I know that when you grab people's attention, you grab their heart, you've got them hooked. This is a bit like fishing, right? See, this is about connection, and the conversation happens on the back end of that when people have trusted you. So let's break this down. Let's get into the hook part. So hook is about grabbing their attention with a relatable, curiosity-driven opening, an opening line on your post, right? In a world that scrolls and swipes, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, the brain decides, you ready for it? The brain decides in 1.5 seconds if your content is worth their time. I'd actually say sometimes it's less than that. 1.5 seconds. In a millisecond, someone's looking at your content and they're stopping and then looking at it for 1.5 seconds to see if your content is worth their time. So if your content looks and feels like everybody else's, if your content looks and feels like it's a sales pitch or a spam, they're gone, right? This used to be my problem. I got frustrated with wondering why I'm putting up all this content and nobody's liking my post. They're ghosting it, scrolling in past. So I had to learn the art of hooking people. See, our amygdala, it filters content for threat or relevance. So your brain is processing decisions quickly. Is this here to harm me or help me? If your post opens, looks like a pitch, they scroll by. They're not interested in being sold. Nobody likes being sold to, but guess what? We all love to buy. Look at Black Friday sales. The record goes through the roof, right? See, if you open it like a mirror, they stay. See, that's what it is, right? We're a mirror to somebody. And everybody's looking through the lens. Is this here to help me? Is this the thing that I've been looking for? Is this going to help me get out of Sucksville and take me to Awesome Town? So a bold statement like this: if you've ever felt like burning you're burning your business to the ground. Have you ever felt like that? I know I have several times. See, that's a hook. Another hook could be a relatable feeling. It could be, I almost gave up last week. Want to know why? See, straight away, people want to know why I almost gave up. Jeff Ross, like he's the caffeinated kangaroo who bounces in with energy. See, I can hook you with that resonance. Another one would be a curiosity cliffhanger. So here's what no one told me about hitting 10K months. What? I want to hit 10K months. What nobody told Jeff? Like he's crushing the game. So like use your real life experiences to hook people in. And then we move into step 2. This is about the heart piece. This is where we get to share a personal insight, a lesson, a vulnerable story. This is the connection piece, right? So this is where trust is earned. You move from just another marketer to a trusted voice. So the reason that I can put up a post now and get 300 people to say, yes, me, is because I've built trust with my community. You can do it too, right? This is where the consistency piece comes in. You show up every day with one goal: how to build trust. See, mirror neurons in our brain, they activate when you share vulnerably. Why is that? Because, that's that me too factor again. See, this creates oxytocin. This is the bonding hormone, which builds trust. Right, so we're getting into the buying psychology. We're getting into the neuroscience of this right now. Hey, drop that fire emoji if this is fire for you, if this is connecting. People buy from those they trust. You hear it all the time, not those who flex. I would actually go further in saying that people buy from people that they relate to, that they connect to, that they have a resonance with, because you're relatable. They resonate with you. So here's what I want you to do with your content. Share a turning point. I remember staring at my bank app, wondering, how am I going to pay the rent? I remember waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and the anxiety of that is like, shit, if I don't have the money coming in next month, I'm going to have to go back to work. I'm going to have to go back to a job. Oh, my marriage is falling apart because we're always arguing about financial blah, 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 blah. So this is a vulnerable, raw story. This is not me whinging. This is me connecting, because I'm going to lead you to somewhere that takes you. It's the hero's journey story. Another way you could do this is drop a belief shift. I thought hustle used to equal success. I come to learn that it doesn't, because it almost broke my marriage. Being a workaholic father, I was not there for my kids. So I had to learn there is no such thing as work-life balance. What there is actually is an integrated lifestyle. Put the big rocks first. Family, faith, fun. Everything else is the sand that fits in around the rocks. So I had to learn how to pivot and adjust. I had to learn how to be more present. I had to learn how to create not a balanced lifestyle, but an integrated lifestyle. Hey, you want to learn how? See what I've done there? I've offered you an invitation to show you how I can help. And we're going to move into that next piece. Another way that you can share the heart piece here is tell a micro story, just like I did. Last week, my 6-year-old said, "Dad, you're always on the phone." Oh, gut punch. That was a wake-up call. I needed something to shift. And now, so you stand with where you were in Sucksville. You go to the shift piece, but what caused you to shift? And then you move into the leading them to Awesome Town, right? So create a framework around that. And then this is where it gives us permission now, because we've got resonance, because we've got connection, we lead into the help piece. Remember, it was heart, hook, help. 3H framework. So offer a takeaway tool, offer a call to action, offer them something, an invitation to do what? To move them forward. A leader takes people forward, right? So now they feel connected. You have the permission to guide. When you position yourself as the guide, not the hero, this is where people will follow you. So guide, but don't guilt trip people. Lead, but don't lure people, right? Clarity reduces resistance. A confused mind will never take any action, but a clear what to do next gives the logical brain a path forward. Here's what helped me share XYZ. If you're in the same boat, DM me aligned, and I'll send you over the journaling prompts that I used to help me to get out of XYZ. If you want the full roadmap, drop me, guide me, and I'll reach out to you and we'll have a conversation and I'll show you how you can get to the promised land. Whatever that is, right? It's an invitation to help. That's the strongest call to action that you'll ever have online. Right? So spam talks at people. Attraction marketing will talk to the story that they're already living. Spam talks at people. Attraction marketing meets people where they're at. That's the difference. So let's recap. And we'll close this session out today. I wanted to keep these nice to the point, punchy, and give you some tangible assets that you can go run with and shift with and lead with and grow with, right? So let's put these tools into action. Spam is a tactic without trust. Social selling is a connection before the conversation, right? So your content marketing is all about creating connection. It's all about creating curiosity, and it invites them into the conversation. We'll talk about how we close a bit deeper and all that sort of thing and go through the conversation piece on another training. People buy based on emotion. They buy from story. They buy from identity. They need to understand that you know where they're at, and they need to know where you can take them to help them become the best version of themselves. The hook, right? The hook heart help process is instant traction without sleaze. I know if you started implementing that in your content, in your conversation straight away from today on, you're going to start seeing traction if you back it up with consistency. See, I've been doing what I've been doing in this space now for 4 years. So I've built an attraction. I've built a connection. I've built a resonance with the community, right? So showing up daily from this space is where you'll start to get traction without the sleaze. So here's your here's your action plan, your 3-step action plan. I want you to audit the last few weeks, the last few days. I want you to go through the last week's worth of content, and I want you to audit them. And I want you to ask yourself this one very simple question. Did my post connect, or did they just push a message onto people? And then once you move from there, I want you to take this next step. I want you to draft a new post using the hook, heart, and help message. Actually, you can take this whole lesson today and go take this framework and say, my coach from Jeff, Finance Pro, just taught me this new framework, hook, heart, and help. And hey, first off, I want to apologize. I want to take ownership. My content lately, I feel like I can now see that it may have been a bit pushy. It may have been a bit more direct. And now from today on, I'm going to focus on creating my content that creates a connection, that builds value. So thank you for all those who have been following me. I appreciate you. And I apologize to all of those ones who I may have pushed away because I was too full on. I did this, and this was one of my posts that broke through. I took ownership, I took accountability, and I took responsibility. And from that day on, I made a vow to myself that I am here to connect, not push. Drop a 1 in the comment below if you're committed to this. If you're ready to break through in this space, if you're ready to say enough's enough, I need to change the way that I need to do things, and today is the day. Because then what you want to do then is you want to DM 3 people you've connected with before, they've connected with your content, and you just want to reach out and just connect, meet them where they're at. I want you to DM 3 people, not to sell, just to serve. I want you to get into this space where you're genuinely curious and ask qualifying questions to figure out how you could probably be of help. There's an art to that. We're going to train in that as the coming sessions. And next week, we're going to move into O for origin story in the voice framework. So O for origin. We'll show you how to turn your story into your strongest sales tool. Drop a 3 in the comment if you're excited for that. How to leverage your story, your hero's journey concept to take people from Sucksville to Awesomestown, to help you to craft a brand narrative, to help you to start building your personal brand foundation with one that sticks. And hey, if this coaching session today, if it's resonated with you and you're serious about mastering attraction marketing, people pay thousands of dollars for this type of training, and you're getting it here for free with Finance Pro. I'm not holding back. This is lifting up the hood. This is giving you everything you need to do. We're not talking about avoiding spam. We're talking about shifting the game entirely. I want you to lock arms with your mentor. I want you to reach out to your sponsor. And first off, I want you to say thank you. Thank you for inviting me into this community. I want you to say thank you. I want you to meet them where they're at. And I want you to plug into this voice framework. And I want to help you to build something that lasts. There's something that's tangible. What we're talking about here is we're talking about building you. Yes, I'm here to help Finance Pro and be their corporate trainer and help build Finance Pro. But I know if I build you, Finance Pro will be a byproduct of that, and it will grow together. But if I build you and be a hero maker and teach you how to be a hero maker, that's where the game shifts. Right? Let's build something that lasts. Let's learn to ask questions. Let's be the master of asking questions. Let's be the master of sharing our wins and our lessons and our value with the world. Let's be the master of keep showing up. Because legends, we're not built for silence. We're built to shape conversations. We're built to elevate our voice. We're built to connect and create hero makers. Because legends are built in silence. They're shaped in conversations just like this one. So thank you very much for spending your 45 minutes here with me today. And I know that my heart here is that one person takes this and runs with this. If 10 people take this, then great, job done. But if just one person gets this and one person goes and shifts, then my job is done. But thank you very much for the time. Thank you very much for giving me space to coach in this space. It's an absolute blessing to be your guide on this journey. And if you haven't got your tickets to Atlanta yet for the Catch the Vision conference, make sure that you reach out to your sponsor, because guess what? Yours truly is going to be there. And I can't wait to teach you and coach you from the stage and see you there and spend some time with you. And more importantly, what I'm really looking forward to is I'm really looking forward to connecting with you personally. I've got some really dear friends that I've only ever met virtually through online. Mike Tharp, for example. Known each other for 2 years, never shaken his hand yet. And actually starting to get quite emotional that that's actually going to happen in just about 5 weeks' time. Can't wait for it. Thank you very much for your time. I look forward to seeing you on our next Voice Pro training. See you there. Bye for now.